If the idea of space isn't weird enough for you, here's some good news. Scientists think there could be nitrous oxide, also called whippets or laughing gas, somewhere out there. In a new paper published in the Astrophysics Journal, scientists from the University of California, Riverside suggest that space could be full of the same stuff that college students sniff to get high. This is not only fun to think about, but it could also be a new way to tell if a planet is habitable or not. Kicking us off, to find alien life, scientists suggest searching space for this party drug. Fewer researchers have seriously considered nitrous oxide, UCR astrobiologist Eddie Schweiderman, but we think that may be a mistake, they said in a press release. Schweiderman and his team at the Department of Earth and Planetary Sciences at UC Riverside figured out how often living things make nitrous oxide. They then put this information into a model of the planet. Then, they found that technology like the James Webb Space Telescope could be used to find habitable exoplanets with lots of nitrous oxide in the air. Even though lightning strikes release a small amount of nitrous oxide that is not made by living things, the UCR team took that into account in their models. They also pointed out that lightning also releases nitrogen dioxide, which could also be found in small amounts and used to rule a planet out. Others who have thought about nitrous oxide as a biosignature have pointed out, as the press release said, that the compound is not found in large amounts in Earth's atmosphere, even though there are billions and billions of living things here. But Schweiderman has a response to that as well. The astrobiologist said, "This conclusion doesn't account for periods in Earth's history where ocean conditions would have allowed for much greater biological release of nitrous oxide. Conditions in those periods might mirror where an exoplanet is today." With the JWST's ability to collect the most space data to date, the UCR team hopes that other scientists will start to take the nitrous oxide as biosignature hypothesis seriously and maybe even broaden their horizons, like so many drug users have done in the past. Well, a Swiss government scientist says we may be on the brink of discovering alien life. A scientist who works for the Swiss government has made a bold prediction about whether or not we will find life on other planets. His reasoning seems pretty solid. According to Space.com, Dr. Sascha Quanz of the Swiss Federal Institute of Technology, which is run by the government, said that he thinks people will find life beyond Earth within the next 25 years. Didier Queloz, one of my colleagues and a Nobel Prize winner, found the first planet outside of our solar system in 1995, Quanz said at the opening of the Institute's new Center for the Origin and Prevalence of Life in September. Today, more than 5,000 exoplanets are known, and we are discovering them on a daily basis. Dozens of these thousands of exoplanets are thought to have the right conditions for liquid water to form on their surfaces, making them at least potentially habitable. He also said that this number is always going up. With new technology, we can now look more closely at these fascinating worlds. Even though the James Webb Space Telescope has already taken interesting pictures of one big exoplanet, it is mainly used to take pictures of stars and is not powerful enough, as Quanz said, to take pictures of smaller exoplanets. This is where two of the astrophysicists' projects come in. One is a huge ground-based instrument that will be added to the extremely large telescope that is being built in Chile. The other is a mission by the European Space Agency to look for signs of life in the atmospheres of exoplanets. This last mission, called LIFE, Large Interferometer for Exoplanets, was first thought of in 2017. It is still in the early stages of planning, and the ESA has not yet approved it or given it money. Quanz, however, called the LIFE program a candidate for a future large mission within the ESA science program. This is a huge step for the Search for Intelligent Life SETI community, which has gained more attention than ever in recent years as scientists take the idea of us not being alone in the universe more seriously than ever before. Quanz has set a 25-year deadline for his search for life outside of our solar system. He says this is not unrealistic. The researcher said, "There's no guarantee for success, but we're going to learn other things on the way." Next up, scientists discover nearby super-Earth that may support life. In the bigger picture, at least, scientists have found two planets that are similar to Earth, but bigger. In big SETI news, one of them may be able to keep life going. In a press release, an international team of scientists, led by Belgians, said that they found two super-Earth planets just 100 light-years away. These planets are bigger than Earth, but smaller than icy giants like Neptune and Uranus. A press release from the University of Liège says that both of these exoplanets orbit Speculus 2, a small, cool dwarf star named after the Search for Habitable Planets eclipsing ultra-cool stars. Speculus, telescopes in Chile and Spain that were used to find the low-heat star that the planets orbit. One of these new super-Earths was found first. It has the boring name LP8909b and is about 30% bigger than our Earth. The other planet, Speculus 2c, was found when researchers pointed their huge equipment at the first of the orbiting planets. It is about 40% bigger than Earth and seems to be able to support life, according to a new paper published published by the consortium in the Journal of Astronomy and Astrophysics. One of the strangest things about the potentially habitable planet is that it is much closer to its sun than we are to ours. It is only 3.7 million miles from its sun, while Earth is 93 million miles from its sun. Notably, Speculus 2c is the second planet found in the habitable zone in as many weeks. In late August, the ocean planet TOI 1452b, which orbits a binary star system about 100 light-years away, made waves when it was found. All of this is very exciting, and it could have important effects in our search for alien life. Moving on to other non-alien space news, huge graveyard of stars surrounding our galaxy, scientists say. Even stars die at some point. Even stars need a place to go when they die. Researchers at the University of Sydney tried to find this place by looking for the remains of old suns that have turned into black holes or neutron stars. What they found and were able to map for the first time was a graveyard of stars that was much bigger than our own galaxy. In a study that went along with their discovery, which was published in Monthly Notice of the Royal Astronomical Society, the researchers called it a galactic underworld. Both black holes and neutron stars are made after a supernova. A supernova is a huge explosion that happens when massive stars die and collapse in on themselves. The powerful explosion sends these pieces of dead stars into dark parts of space, where astronomers can't find them. But the researchers were able to figure out where the dead quantum stars went by carefully simulating their lives. Supernova explosions aren't the same on both sides, and the debris is thrown out at a high speed, up to millions of kilometers per hour, and in a random direction for each object. Mapping this underworld is a fascinating task, but what the researchers found most interesting was how it was put together. Sweeney said, "These compact remnants of dead stars show a fundamentally different distribution and structure to the visible galaxy." Sanjeev Sharma, a research fellow at the University of Sydney who helped map the graveyard, was also impressed. Finally, scientists say all land on Earth is smashed together into a new supercontinent. Over the next 300 million years, all of the Earth's continents will crash together and form a new supercontinent called Amasia. This will close the Pacific Ocean. At least, that's what a new study from researchers at Curtin University says. It was published last week in the National Science Review and looks at the geological future of our planet over the next 50 years. The researchers used 4D geodynamic modeling of the Earth's tectonic plates to figure out a time frame. They wanted to find out why different supercontinents formed in different ways in the past. Introversion is one of the two main ways, and it happens when continents close over an ocean that was made when the last supercontinent broke up. On the other end of the spectrum is extroversion, which has the continents closing over the superocean. If that bit of rocky history could be explained, scientists would be better able to predict where the next supercontinent assembly will happen. The researchers found that the type of assembly depends on how strong the oceanic lithosphere is. From this, they concluded that extroversion will be the cause of the next supercontinent. In this case, the former superocean is the Pacific, which used to be the much bigger Panthalassa superocean that surrounded Pangaea, the previous supercontinent. If they hold up, these are very interesting discoveries that show what the future of the planet might be like, but it's still just one of many ideas about how continents move. For example, the Pangaea Proxima model says that the Atlantic and Indian Oceans will close instead, which is not the same thing. Unfortunately, guys, that is all the time we had for today. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Till next time, cheers!